Continual improvement is one of the core elements of ITIL 4's service value system. Today we'll talk about it in the context of a practice. It's a really exciting topic when you really think about it. Some of the greatest organizations out there are really the best learners. They're the organizations that are trying to continually find ways to get better and to improve.
And the purpose of continual improvement is pretty obvious, right? We're trying to get better, like David said. What we really want to do is make sure that we're continuing to change as our customers change or as our business changes. And we really want to be able to provide them the value and the outcomes that they're looking for. So continual improvement is a way for us to stay aligned with what our customers need. This ties in really well with another ITIL 4 practice, organizational change management, because as we're making improvements, that's considered change, and people tend to resist change. So depending on the size of the improvement that you're working on, you would likely be working with organizational change management in some way to make sure that your change and your improvement is adopted in your organization.
Now, sometimes people ask us, do you normally see in an organization an entire team dedicated to continual improvement as a practice? And the answer is no, not really. Normally, you don't see like anybody having a title of continual improvement director. Really, the idea is that improvement is the job of everybody in the organization. So it doesn't matter what level in the organization you are. You could be an executive, you could be on the service desk, you could be on a project team, you could really start at any level. The real trick, though, is to keep everything coordinated. So leaders really need to make sure that everybody's on the same page, that our improvements are prioritized, that we actually need to do those improvement activities, and that we don't have any duplication or redundancy. And that can be really difficult in a small organization, but if you have a really large organization, the coordination effort becomes even more difficult. Now, we do have a few tips for how you can improve your continual improvement practice. Going off of the last thing I said, really the vision of the organization as a whole really needs to be clear. Otherwise, there's just really no impetus to change. Or the other way is that people start to make changes. They try to improve, but then their improvements are isolated and not really connected to the larger organization.
Make sure that you're working on small incremental improvements. That way you can build on that. If you do get any resistance right off the start, showing people the value of the improvements that they're working on is really going to help. What that will end up doing is kind of fostering this culture of continual improvement, where it's just part of what we do. It's part of everyone's job. And another tip to kind of kickstart that is whenever you have a new person come on board, this should be part of their onboarding, part of their training. It's just the way that we do things. It's just the way that we work. Continual improvement is just part of everyone's job.
We want our leaders to set the tone and craft the vision for improvement, but the flip side of that is, if you can, push experimentation down to the lowest possible levels. This is the way to get everybody involved in improving, empower your employees to take risk. You want them to be controlled risk, but take some risk. And then the other really big thing is continuous learning, right? So every great organization they're learning how new skills, they're learning from their competitors, they're learning about what their customers want. Teach people how to learn. So thank you.